Hey everybody, this is Robert for another Redneck Review. Today I'm going to be reviewing The Superior Spider-Man number 20. The Superior Spider-Man has had its ups and downs with me. I like Spider-Man. I have a long-standing history with Spider-Man, as you can see. Love the Amazing Spider-Man run. This particular run is not a true Spider-Man fan's dream. In the last issue of Amazing Spider-Man, before they ended the run, Dr. Octopus replaced his mind in Peter Parker's body and left his body with Peter Parker's consciousness to die. So the actual Peter Parker that we know is gone. He left a remnant of himself inside. It was a remnant of Peter Parker still left inside of the body of his former body in the mind of Dr. Octopus. And Dr. Octopus has been using all of Spider-Man's memories to try and be, as the title says, the Superior Spider-Man. As far as this run goes, I have not really enjoyed it that much. I'm a big fan of Peter Parker. I want to be Peter Parker. I don't want Dr. Octopus to be there. But the story hadn't been all bad. And I'm actually going to go over, this Superior Spider-Man book, number 20. The cover, it's written by Slott and Consoli, Dele, and Fabella. They've written a couple things for Marvel, but let's get to the review here. Here we have the Daily Bugle reshot of everything on the Spider-Man. It always starts off like this, and I like it as far as the Spider-Man thing goes. It really brings you to the action pretty quick. Oh, now it goes back in time to a flashback to a couple of months ago where we just ended the Amazing Spider-Man, and you see Spider-Man in Dr. Octopus's body talking to his own body, which is being occupied by Dr. Octopus. And right as this happens, he tells him, I don't want this. Dr. Octopus is telling Spider-Man, I don't want this. I don't want you to die. But, the other Dr. Octopus is telling him, take care of them. Be a hero to them. And I love that part. I think that was great writing on their part. What also happened in that issue, there's a character named Madam Web who's been incapacitated through the hospital that apparently now, after all these months of Spider-Man being gone, she is tied to the fate of Spider-Man. She predicts the future through the web of time. And Spider-Man is, in the Marvel Universe, going to be the greatest superhero someday. And you see her here, she is just now awakening. And all the spiders will die, she says. I wonder if that's foreshadowing anything. Anyway, it goes on, and you see them just going through. It's a lot of cliffhanger episode. It's just showing you bits and pieces of what's to come. Now we finally get to the Superior Spider-Man, the Octopeter, as it were, and we see this magnificent art of him talking to his little girlfriend. See, Dr. Octopus wanted to go back to college to get Peter his doctorate because he felt he worked so hard to get his doctorate to be, Dr. Otto Octavius. He was going to make Peter Dr. Peter Parker. So, and during the course of this, his tutor, he falls in love with this little intelligent, little short girl that he's fallen in love with. The actual Otto Octavius has. He's using his superior intelligence over Peter's. And he basically has broken off his relationship with Mary Jane, the girl he was with at the time, because of the entire Spider-Man triangle, as it were, from the last issues of the Amazing Spider-Man, and Dr. Octopus is with this new girl. So it's pretty cool. It goes on where Otto has all these spider bots. I don't say he's helping him keep track. So he is sort of a superior Spider-Man as far as the protection. But this is what's going on. He runs into one of Spider-Man's old love interest, the Black Cat. She's still stealing and everything like that. And Dr. Octopus told them, I'm going to make myself, I'm not going to tolerate things like this anymore. That was what Peter did. That's not what I did. And she doesn't suspect it, and Spider-Man just sort of knocks her through the go, and she's like, "A tooth, you've cost me a tooth," she says on here. "You just cost me a tooth. What are you doing? Apprehending a criminal," he tells her. It's this really great, moment where they just don't know how to handle it. I mean, she's doesn't understand this Spider-Man like this, and because she's holding back, he beats her and leaves her for the cops. And she tells him, "I won't forget this, Spider, ever." I mean, this is going to be bad for Dr. Otto Octavius. Well, we get back in the issue to him trying to keep up with his commitments to this new girl, and he tells him, he's been working for Spider-Man and he has developed the webbing, and it's generally well known that Peter Parker is the brains behind all Spider-Man's gadgets. So he shows up, takes her out to the rooftop where he has laid this giant web, and he plans a picnic on it, and he tells her this is a new formula. I can I can make it last as long as you want. We can stay on here. You don't have to wait just for an hour. We can really enjoy our meal. And he tells her thanks for all her help. He couldn't have done it without her, which he could have, but it's kind of sweet in a way. I like how Octavius is actually being human for once. And he tells her that he wants to make a change in his life. So he gets her to talk to him about his business proposal. She tells him, you want to. She didn't understand at first, and she goes, "Hey, you want to marry me?" And she's like, "No, a business proposal." He tells him. And you see him here. He's pulling out his business card. He's actually going to start a company. How is he going to do this? He's going to have Aunt May sign a couple sheets and start a business with him. His friend right here is going to help him. And it's going to be Peter Parker Industries. And he's going to start his own company. Dr. Otto Octavius is going to start his own company. Now, one of the detectives that Spider-Man was actually his girlfriend for a while, is here, and she has found out that where Spider-Man is getting his money is from old Otto Octavius accounts. So she is on the case of how this has happened. And, you see all these people who are just looking around trying to go on their lives without Peter the way he was. That the way they remember Peter Parker, not what Otto Octavius has made him. They don't know that yet. But they're trying to go about it in a way that they can handle it. Well, one of the other things that happened in this run was that when Otto Octavius went back to school, he ran into one of his old colleagues that was teaching at the same school that he went back to school at, where he was going to get his doctorate. I guess for some sentimental reasons and stuff like that. But and you see him here. He's going on. The Otto Octavius, Peter Parker, is showing them stuff on a previous invention that he made, not Peter, but Otto Octavius, and his old colleague that he went to school with realizes that it's Octavius's work, and he tells him, I am going to, reveal how much of a fraud you are, even though it's not really a fraud. He is just putting the ideas he had onto another person's name. So it's not technically taking someone's idea. It's just that he already used this work before, and he didn't realize that there would be someone in that university that would recognize his work. And it just goes on where Otto is like, I have to destroy him. So there's still that bit of a villain inside of him, inside this hero that we've sort of like, it's kind of sad because I don't want to look at Spider-Man and think there's Otto Octavius, It's just a sad little bit of story, and I'm not enjoying it as much. And apparently, there's another threat going on here that had nothing to do with the first half of the issue. That's what I don't like about Spider-Man threats. They start things off in one issue and don't continue it. All in all, guys, the Superior Spider-Man number 20. The story is not a standalone, so it's going to lose a couple points for that already, because if you don't know what's going on in this run, you're going to be a little lost in this issue. The advertisements on here are more balanced than I would say in a lot of Marvel comics, so I'm not going to take off too much for that. But still, it's a 1.5 at this point. My friend Lane would take off a point for the over-sexualized nature of the comic book. And as a member of Redneck Reviews, so do I. So, what the review is going to be for the Superior Spider-Man number 20, as far as the writing goes, it is going to be a 3.5. And the rating for the art is going to be a 4, because it's very consistent art. It doesn't change throughout the side of it. It's very detailed. You can look at this picture and know what's going on. If you know the story, you're going to be very enthralled in it. It doesn't have too many, like I said, it doesn't have too many ads. It's very balanced. It's a $3.99 book. So the final review for this Redneck Review part is a 3.5 for the story, and a 4.5 for the actual art. There you are, guys. It's your Redneck Review from Robert. Thank you so much.